Welcome to the Tuesday edition of the Box Seat. I'm Adam McGrath and joined by Mark Olmos. Mark, Melbourne Cup Day, 9 races to take a look at. Very exciting day.
Yes, that's right. Welcome to our viewers. You did hear right. Tuesday edition with the listed Burgess Queen Stakes for the fillies. It should be a cracking race and a cracking day at Ascot, Adam.
Yeah, really good race, isn't it, on paper as well. Looking forward to getting that into part 2 of the Box Seat. Let's take a look at the conditions that we are going to be faced with. You can see them on screen at the moment. The Moogle rail is at a 13-metre position as well, so looking forward to seeing how that does play throughout the day. Let's get straight into it, Mark, and start with race number 1, a Class 1 handicap over the 1100 metres.
Yes, Adam, let's go straight into the replay horse as well. Of last winner, wearing the famous colours of Alan McAllister, Mylena.
Curious Miss Man Time still a fair way back in the field. When they went by the 250, Pharaoh's Triumph in front, wanting to run around a little, and Mylena levels up with it. Mylena hits the front on the outside from Pharaoh's Triumph and Stormy Night, who's still battling on, but Mylena draws clear. And Mylena, much too good in the first, as one.
Yeah, this was a nice win on that occasion. Just sat back midfield and then attacked the line strongly to win by over a length against Stormy Night, which we know the form lines have been fair around that galloper. Carries a 55 kilos here from barrier 7. There's good speed in this race as well. I think that Mylena can certainly play a part in the top 4.
Yeah, for mine, Adam, Tomahawk looks a very nice one here. It is a gelding by Denman, a 4-year-old having its third start for the Casey yard. I really like where it'll get to in the run, especially with the visors on.
Yeah, it certainly does look to be a nice type, doesn't it? The trial was good, and you only have to go back to last prep form lines around Discorific and Jawendis. Drawn nicely in barrier 2 with a 56.5 kilos. I thought this was one of the main contenders.
There's another one in there, number 5, Slick Mover from the Brian Kersley yard. Its only race start where it was at second behind My Grace, and form out of that race has been very strong.
Form lines are screaming out of this. We've seen already winners over which this horse actually beat. Its stablemate as well, coming out and getting the job done midweek at Ascot. Look, drawn nicely here in barrier 6 on debut. Had to cross from 12, sat 3 wide and was only beaten 0.8 lengths by My Grace. For mine, this horse will take a lot of improvement from that and should be very hard to beat. I'll put it on top. From 2, Tomahawk, 6, ARLYAH and 8, Mylena.
I'm going the 2, the Casey runner on top, Tomahawk. From the 5, Slick Mover, 1, KRYPTO Kid and 6, ARLYAH.
Race number 2 at Ascot, another event over the 1100 metres for the 3-year-olds, and there appears to be some pretty nice types in this one.
There is indeed, Adam. We'll go straight into the replay again. We'll have a look at the trial of Chaser, who comes over from Melbourne.
It's out by about a length now, starting to make some ground is Chaser, getting through along the inside and works into the clear. On the outside and going up to join the leader 2 is Mervyn as they head down the straight, and they've shaken off Dynamite Jack, and back behind them General Hassan. Towards the line they run. It's Ocean Clipper in front. Chaser out and running. Chaser raced up, loomed up, hit the front and won. Chaser.
There's a nice trial performance there by Chaser. Of course, his horse coming from over east, the colt by Reduced Choice. We know that he's bred very well. Drawn perfectly here in barrier 3, and what a light for this galloper. There is going to be speed in this race with the likes of Carnelian in it. So I'm expecting just again to position up a little bit closer from barrier 3 and certainly be one that'll be attacking the line strongly.
A really interesting cerise and white runner. We don't see Bob hold on to too many colts. This colt by Reduced Choice started his life over here. He's had a trial at Belmont as a 2-year-old. Went over east and was in the Darren Weir stable and ran a nice second on that occasion at Bendigo. Recent trial was very good. I think he's got a very promising future and he beats these comfortably. The other one there, Karlaki Miss, last start winner at Northam in maiden company, beat Hoboken, who also is in this race.
Yeah, got a bit of time for this filly as well by Oratorio. She's got some nice form lines around Invincible Warrior, Miss Someday as well. And I think the 1100 metres will certainly suit. She's drawn nicely in barrier 2, carries just the 54.5 kilos, and she should be attacking the line strongly. I think it's probably a race between those two, Mark, and I'll be going with a Karlaki Miss, which has won a race from number 7, I Am Incredible, 5, Hoboken and 3, Chaser.
I'm going the 3 on top, Chaser. Looks one of the better bets of the day, ahead of 2, Belter, 1, Sammy the Boss and 4, General Hassan.
Race number 3 at Ascot, a Class 3 handicap over the 2200 metres, and this is probably just a midweek / Thursday type of 2200 event.
Yes, Adam. Grindabella, last winner, won another one of those types of affairs. It was a Class 3 on that occasion at Bunbury. Let's have a look at that all-the-way performance.
Chariot Queen got a lovely run in the middle of horses, though. I'm a Love Man went to Grindabella at the 300. Chariot Queen, Power Pack running on right down the middle of the course. Days Express and Special Words getting home along the inside. Grindabella and Chariot Queen together. Grindabella kicks, Chariot Queen can't do any better. The grey mare found when she was under pressure, and she did it well, Grindabella.
There's a good performance there, and Grindabella's a very honest stayer. I don't think it's got much potential. It's not going to go on to huge things, but you know what you're going to get. It continues to put a nice tempo in the race and to plug along as well. My concern is that it does have to carry the 59 kilos here with Paul Harvey taking the ride, and there is enough pace in this race already that I think it'll set up for some others that have a better turn of foot.
One of those is number 3, Call 911. This gelding by Savabeel. Broke through at Class 5 Company last start, beating Do You Do. That was a nice performance, Adam, leading all the way.
Yeah, it was really good, wasn't it? It was a big turnaround from what we'd seen recently as well. Then Do You Do was started at Ascot as a $2.30 favourite. It was ridden upside down and just didn't quite show that form. But I think those form lines will hold up. Barrier 4, the 56.5 kilos. Brad Putnam's having a lot of luck with stayers recently. We saw the Carnup kid win on Wednesday. He's won on this one as well. So I think this is another leading chance for the Ganjimmies.
Adam, number 7, Explosive Queen there out of the Donna Reardon yard. William Pike takes the ride over from Randy Tan. It was a nice win last start. Showed good toughness on that occasion. I really like this mare by Doomsday's Chance.
Yeah, a few horses come from this race and greater impact. Frogs Are Leaping, also Little Miss Mac, and they do meet it better in the weights, but you go from Randy Tan to William Pike, and I think this race will really suit nicely for this 4-year-old mare as well, so I think she'll certainly play a part. But I'm going to go with number 3, Call 911, from 7, Explosive Queen, 4, Beg to Differ, and 8, Greater Impact.
I'm going the 7. I'm going with the mare Explosive Queen, ahead of number 10, Little Miss Mac, 1, Grindabella, and 3, Call 911.
Race number 4 at Ascot, a Class 3 handicap over the 1,400 metres. And Mark, I know there's one that we've both been watching pretty closely in this field.
Yes, Card Knight. It was desperately unlucky last start. Let's have a look at that replay of him just getting out late and running second.
For home over Lion Cruiserelli's grey. Here comes Jazz Para down the outside. No run for Card Knight. At the 200, he draws the whip on Andrini, but Jazz Para quickly claimed it. Jazz Para dashes straight past Andrini and Card Knight, and this is going to be a fine first up win. Jazz Para too good for Card Knight.
Yeah, watching that replay, I can still see you squirm and I can hear you screaming inside. It was certainly an absolute moral beating on that occasion, but I think this race will really suit. It's not that strong. Barrier 8, I think this horse can just get back nicely, work into this race. We know he doesn't have a great turn of foot, but just rolls into it nicely and continues to improve throughout the run. So with the form lines around Juenda's Black Aria, Lord Conrad Jaspara, I think this horse will be winning.
Adam, we've also got number 5 in there, the 3-year-old Colt Jazari, by not a single doubt. Last start was in the listed Belgravia, of course, well won by KRYPTO. Outclassed on that occasion, so Neville Parnham's thrown him into open company and see how he handles it.
Yeah, step up in distance as well, which I think will be an advantage for this galloper, drawn nicely in Barrier 2. We've seen that with this galloper, the barriers play a really big part. If he can get that nice run throughout, does have a nice turn of foot late. So I'm expecting improvement against this type of company, and I think he can certainly play a part from that gate. But I'll go with number 8, Card Knight, the replay horse, from number 1, Blitzum Sunday, 5, Jazari, and 7, Lord Ludlow.
Yes, I'm with you with Card Knight, Adam. Number 3 on top for me, ahead of the 5, Jazari, 2, Cyberpunk, and 9, One Hot Fox.
Race number 5, a Class 3 handicap over the 1,200 metres, and this is a pretty good bunch in this, Mark. I think there's a few again that we will see featuring on Saturday and that have a couple of wins left in them.
There are certainly some nice types heading forward out of this. One of them is number 9, ROTH TOFF, out of the Trevor Andrews yard. Paul Harvey takes the ride here, but let's have a look at him running 3rd last start.
Maynard here at the Magic, led them at the 300, tackled though by the Snowy Rivermen on the outside. 2 lengths behind them, Arch Tycoon coming right down the outer. Arch Tycoon swept up, Galaxy Star further back is running on brilliantly. Galaxy Star coming at Arch Tycoon, levelled up, hit the lead, and does a little too well. Got their Galaxy Star a big...
Thought last start this horse really stood out in the field. Now, not the same for this type of race, because there are a few that will improve and certainly have a bit of potential, but I just think that ROTH TOFF's going to get the perfect run. Now, second up form isn't great, but Barrier 8, the 56.5 kilos, Paul Harvey on board, I think that Galaxy Star form line is going to be quite good, and with the speed in this race, should be able to just work into it nicely again and show that turn of foot late. I think it'll be there and abouts over the 1,200.
Galaxy Star, a very smart type, and of course ROTH TOFF, not in the best part of the ground on that occasion, was sort of towards the inside of the rail, which wasn't the place to be. Adam, we've also got in the race there number 12, Ratana Beach. Now this mare by Northern Meteor was a nice second last start behind Hey Magic.
Yep, and that's exactly what this horse does. 503 days without winning, but can run a very nice race. So all you have to do is look at the form lines. Beaten 1.5 by first trade, beaten a long net, beaten 1.5, beaten ahead. Always there and abouts, but just really struggles to capitalise on that moment. Barrier 12, I think it's hard to recommend.
Number 1, YOSHI Noxious returns here. Had an indifferent winter at at Ascot, last preparation rather, and before that in the Lestier was second behind Lightning in My Veins, beaten only half a length. We know what Lightning in My Veins has gone on to do.
Well, that's what you have to do is look at these form lines. Clearly, Yoshi Noxious was not right last prep. It's as simple as that. You go back to the form lines, beaten the length by the Magic Millions winner, Let It Slip, and then beaten the half length by Lightning My Veins. As you said, we've seen where those form lines have gone. This horse comes into the race without a trial, which makes me think that they're pretty happy that maybe it's ready to go, and I think you certainly have to keep it safe. I'm going to go number 9, Roth the Top, but I've got a big watch on number 1, Yoshi Noxious, 12, Ratana Beach, and 11, Seattle Striker.
I'm going with the 9 as well, Adam. Roth to Toff ahead of number 5, Friar's Gift, 2, Bucktorio, and 12, Ratana Beach.